This year's NBA season is going to be one to remember, and there is no shortage of star talent at the top of the league. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the MVP candidates, my MVP candidates, and opinions. So leave your opinions down below. I'd really appreciate it in the comments. I'll be replying to every single comment. Make sure you like and subscribe for more daily content. I have a ton of great videos planned for you guys. I know this is the same sweatshirt as last video. I'm recording the same time as last video. You know what I mean? I wanted to get this video out. I'm excited to record it for you guys. So, again, talking about my personal opinions of the MVP this year. I'll have it for all awards coming up this week, it looks like. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Subscribe, and let's talk about it right now, right? So I'm going to have two guys that are on the bubble. Definitely could be in the conversation. And then my top three from third to first, right? So the two guys I have on the bubble might surprise you guys. I think the top five are interchangeable, super interchangeable. Anthony Davis is on the bubble for me. I think that LeBron would get the nod over him just on his own team. I think that this year he's not really in a great position to put up the same numbers as he did last year, just because his team is stronger. He has more scorers like Schroeder. He's not going to be getting as many rebounds next to Montrezl Harrell. So I wouldn't be surprised if he took a little bit of dip in the numbers. That's not to say that he's getting worse or anything or regressing, obviously. I just don't see him being the same caliber as he was last year. I also wouldn't be surprised if he went out there and averaged 30 and 10 and won the MVP and then the Finals MVP, right? So it really depends on his team around him this year more than ever. I also could see him winning a ton of games and being the driving factor of that and getting the MVP, right? Just to me, I don't think Anthony Davis will have as good a year as last year, and I think some players will actually step it up. A player like that will be Steph Curry. Obviously, he missed most of last year with the broken hand. I think this year that he's going to propel the Warriors right back into that playoff bracket where it's the 7 through 11 play-in. I think he's going to be ridiculous. Obviously, not having Klay Thompson, he's got some good scores around him. I think his assist numbers are going to be an all-time high. He's going to be averaging close to 30 in the new, more scoring-based NBA, where guards are a lot harder to defend now. I think Steph will absolutely light it up. It won't be his best year. That's why he's at 4 for me, or 5, whatever you want to say. He won't be breaking his own records again, but I do see Steph doing amazing things, propelling his name right back in the MVP conversation. It's definitely going to be a lot of fun to watch. I know Steph is one of the most liked players in the world. So I do think Steph and Anthony Davis are right there on the bubble. If you had Steph or Anthony Davis winning MVP, I wouldn't call that crazy at all. So, these are all, again, just opinions. And drop yours down below because I am interested to see if you guys had Steph or AD or my number 3 and number 2 or even my number 1 winning the MVP. I want to see your guys' thoughts really, really bad. At number 3, LeBron James. He got cucked a little bit last year. I, obviously, as a Bucks fan, was like, yeah, Giannis should win it. But towards the end of the season, I was like, okay, might need to be LeBron. But I got LeBron at 3. Same reasons as Davis. Just won't be as much of an opportunity for him to really win the MVP. That Lakers team is going to be a lot more spread out. It's not a bad thing. They'll probably have the best record in the NBA. So I wouldn't be surprised if he got it either. He's LeBron freaking James, right? But I just see him taking a dip, and I see him just having not as good a year as he did last year. And obviously he didn't win the MVP last year. So I don't see why I'd give it to him this year. At number 2, I have a tough one. Giannis Antetokounmpo. First and foremost, I think he's going to take a dip because this year's Bucks team knows what they need to fix, and they're not going to play him as much as in the regular season, right? They're not going all out for the number 1 seed. They've gotten that. They need to win a chip, right? So they won't be as much of a regular season focused team. And for that reason, I don't see why Giannis would play as much, why Giannis would put up the same numbers. He also has a primary ball handler now in Jrue Holiday. I think that will affect his touches, maybe his points. I think he's still going to get around 15 boards, which is absolutely ridiculous. His playmaking might go up a little bit, but I don't see Giannis having as good of a year as last year. They also won't let him have back-to-back-to-back MVPs, right? Like, that's just not how the award system works. They won't give him 3 MVPs in a row, and I don't think he'll deserve it either. So that leads me to my number 1, my top guy, Luka Doncic. I think Luka Doncic wins the MVP in his third year, one of the youngest in the history of basketball. I think he'd be the youngest since D Rose. Luka Doncic is going to have a ridiculous year. I don't think that's debatable. I think him winning MVP is very debatable, but that's obviously just my opinion. I think that the Mavericks will be a top 6 seed, and he will lead them there. He won't have Kristaps for a decent portion of the season. I think that he will average close to a 30-point triple-double, and that is absolutely ridiculous, right? The last time anything like that was even close to happening, Russell Westbrook won MVP. I think Doncic is more talented than Westbrook at the time. And the league absolutely is raving over him, raving over the Euro players. I think that Luka's got this MVP. He is favored to win the MVP this year. I think if you're a fantasy basketball guy with the number 1 pick, which I am, draft Luka Doncic. He's going to have a ridiculous year. And I think he's going to be not a unanimous MVP, but he's going to be very close to it because Luka Doncic is going to run away with that award. He's going to lead his team to a playoff, like a real legitimate playoff spot where they go to the second or possibly the conference finals. I don't see them going to the conference finals, where they can go to the second round, and he will be the leader of that team. He's taking the league by storm, and I expect to see Luka Doncic holding the MVP trophy for the first time in his career this year. So, obviously, this is very debatable. Drop your comments below. I'll be replying. You know what I mean? It's respectful debate. It's nothing like bashing each other because all these opinions are valid. So, again, drop it below. Subscribe for more of these talks, and I'll see you guys in the next one, all right? Peace.